everyone, it's Lisa from budgetequestrian.com, and today I'm going to show you how I made some lights in my barn. Well, I didn't make the lights, but I hung up some Christmas lights in my barn. The reason I decided to hang up lights in my barn is because I don't have any light. I don't have any electricity where my horses live. So I decided I wanted to have some lights in the barn so that I can go out and play with them at night when I get home from work. The time is getting ready to change, and typically what'll happen is it'll be dark by the time I get home. So my husband is nice enough to go outside and feed my horses for me, but I want to go out with them in the evenings and spend more time with them. So I decided I'm going to hang up some Christmas lights in my barn so that I can play with my horses some more. So all I did was I got a set of Christmas lights from Home Depot, and they're the LED lights, so they're really bright, but they don't use a lot of energy and they don't get really hot, because being in the barn and thinking about dust and hay, I just didn't really want to take any chances. What I did was grabbed a ladder and my set of Christmas lights and some baling twine, and then I got busy with the baling twine, making little rings of baling twine that I would string the lights through. And I put them on the roof of the barn, and I put it on one of the center rafters of the barn, more towards the back a little bit, and just basically made little loops and then started stringing the Christmas lights through the loops so that they're going to be high enough that even if the horses were to rear up, they wouldn't accidentally catch the lights and pull them down and risk getting hurt. So climbing up on the ladder carefully, because I really didn't want to fall off of the ladder, I just went through one side of the barn to the other and hung up the lights. And if you're going to do this, make sure that the end that you are starting with is not the end that you need to plug into the extension cord. I thought about that for a minute when I started hanging them up, and I'm like, I need to make sure I'm not going to have this be backwards of what I wanted it to be. So I started in Frisbee's stall, and then I moved to Ethan's stall. And it is the end of October, and I'm still using fly spray because there were tons of flies and actually some wasps in the barn too. It was almost 80 degrees on a Saturday when I was doing this. And that isn't typical at all for Colorado. So I had a really great day to get these lights strung up so I can play with my ponies at night. And once I went from Frisbee's stall, then I went over to Ethan's stall. The light strand that I got, it has 50 lights on it. The two stalls that I have in my barn, my makeshift stalls that I've made myself, are each 12 foot long. So it was 24 foot long total, and I probably could get another string of lights, and I probably will. But this string of lights that I bought, it was a little bit more expensive. It was $15 for the light string. But once I got them all strung up from Frisbee's stall to Ethan's stall, then I also had to string up the extension cord so that it would connect it together. And once that was all connected together, it was time to dig a trench from where I had strung the lights up from inside the barn. Then I wanted to have something so that I could run the extension cord outside and going into my little red barn, which is my feed barn, and that's where I do have an electrical connection. So I started doing the digging of the trench myself, and it didn't go very well. It was really hard. So then I enlisted the help of my son, because I like to work smarter and not harder. So my incredible son, Kyle, came up and helped me, and he dug the trench in probably about 4.5 minutes, which was taking me forever. Thank you, Kyle. So once we got the trench all dug, then we had to cover everything up and plug in the lights and make sure they work. And they did work. And this is what it looks like with my lit up barn. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to be able to actually use the lights during the winter time. And this makes it so I can actually go out and see my horses, spend time with my horses, even though it's dark outside. So hopefully this will give you some motivation that you can do this. It's not very hard. It probably took about half an hour to get the lights strung up, and the end result was awesome. And I'm really excited to be out in the barn even when it's dark. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with others. Thanks.